Hello, I'm Perry from Brennet & Rind, and I am here to talk to you about another mystery artisan cheese box. We've been doing these for feels like centuries in a good way, where I select 5 British artisan cheese which has been matured in these maturing rooms, some of them batch selected, but I'm an affineur, someone who matures cheese, where I use selective pressures such as brushing, washing, turning to get the best out of the cheese. Here's a stack of Dylan, an amazing cheese that's going to launch in a couple of months, and I'm awarded in it. So I've been Britain's consecutively for the last 3 times I've entered Britain's Best Cheese Maturer. I'm a world cheese judge. I was on the stage in Bern representing United Kingdom, which was pretty incredible, and I selected the best cheese in the world. So the reason why I tell you these things is hopefully you trust me a little bit more to be qualified to choose your cheese selection for you. And this month is an absolute banger. The cheese is really good. I like them all. I do always like them all, but particularly this month, I think we get the balance with this weird weather really well. So first cheese, in your cheese box, you would have got obviously your box, your tasting notes, which are in larger format, your 5 cheeses, complimentary biscuits, and obviously this video as well. So let's get stuck into cheese we have up is Yarlington. Yarlington is from the Cotswolds, made by David Jowett. It's featured in our box a few times this year. Sometimes you can't deny when a cheese is so good. So David is all about some kind of regenerative farming type movement. I'm not sure how that word encompasses, but he really looks into, at Manor Farm, the dairy that's next door, really looks into what they're eating. You know, clover, the yarrow, really diverse cultures that are going on. And we get this peachy rind. So the peachy rind is B. linens or brevi, which is causing this kind of peachy rind that's on there, which is really nice. You can see a slight coverage of yeast, giving it that white kind. Put that one up on there. And you've got this beautiful oozy breakdown that's in the middle. If you give it a smell, it pongs a little bit, but what I love about this, actually, I can really smell the cows. You know, proper farmyard, like in a bad way, like some farms taste, you know, right? This one tastes like clean and kind of like depth to it, but look at that. It's so squidgy up and down the cheese. Aroma is great. Texture is fantastic. So light and dense, equally in equal measure. You're like having a thick kind of, as that hits the palate. This one's a little bit colder. There's a sweetness, a beautiful saltiness, which moves into kind of smoky bacon. The thick rind gives it some chew, makes it really satisfying. That ferment edge it has is really stunning. Such a lovely cheese. That's Yarlington, that's your first cheese up. Great place to start. Eat your cheeses in order. There's a reason why we put these together, so you can enjoy them like that. And they all do different things to each other. So the length isn't too long on this one, which shouldn't interrupt with your next cheese, which is Quick's, made by Mary Quick and now Jane Quick. The daughter has taken over the farm now. We've got this beautiful cloth-bound rind that you can see the patchwork that's on there. The aroma is slightly horseradishy, little bit wasabi, tang, and I can just get that savoury scent that's in there. Beautiful, rich golden colour. I'm going to get stuck in here. Nice cut. There's a good degree of cream that's in there as well. A little bit more of that aroma. It smells delicious. Slight crumble, slightly more dry than expected. Lovely flavour. Ever so slightly crystalline. A little bit more dialed down. That acidity is riding out really quickly. And then just leaving a beautiful kind of tang, peppery, horseradish kind of finish. Obviously, eatable. There's nothing too overly powering that's going on there, but a lot of complex subtlety that's going in, moving us really nicely from the Yarlington to the Quick's cheddar. That's cracking. I love the texture on that. Got like Conte slight vibe to it. This like in moisture. Fantastic. Next cheese we have up is the Duckett's Caerphilly. It's the only Caerphilly we do. It's made by Westcombe, Tom Calver. It's the one we really like. We have this really interesting rind on it. Now, it's not as clean as something like the Galwith, for example, but there's a beautiful amount of character that the cheese has that just lifts it up a little bit more and makes it a little bit more exciting. Just cut a bit off there. The aroma is like going into a spring or waterfall or a cave. It's got that damp mossiness to it. Slight like forest for Saubert kind of vibe, which you would expect from this filament mould on the outside, this slightly fuzzy cat fur type mould, which has been compressed in our maturing rooms just to make it a little bit more dense, the texture. You've got a good breakdown on the outside, proteolysis doing its thing that it needs to do, breaking down those proteins in a really kind of way, so nothing too big. So we should get nice internal, that yogurt acid that's there, clean, easygoing, edible, yogurt, Greek yogurt, set sour, slight lemon. On the rind, that butter mushroom note that comes in. Great. So enjoyable, and so this is midway to kind of the palate, I always say that, but this is a cheese you can keep on going back. That slight tonic-y finish that it has really resets the palate. Really nice. That crumble is perfect. The density is up there, which is great. Next cheese up, we are very excited about this one. This is from Emily, Bruton Hall in Suffolk. Seasonal cheese, sheep's cheese. Got this beautiful vermiculated rind on the outside. That's called by Geotrichum. Gets on the outside of the cheese. These ones are specifically a little bit more drier, so you get more of a kind of fudgy, tough fudge kind of texture that runs through on the outside. A really dense paste on the interior. Nice kind of floral, slightly herbaceous kinds that are in there as well on the aroma, but really clean. It feels quite clean. There's nothing like sort of too farmy in there, which I don't quite like in my lactic kind of cheeses. Let's have a taste. Dense. It's delicious. The salty character really takes over, and the texture is really nice. It kind of have to work. It's got a degree of challenge to it as well. You have to chew it a little bit. And on each chew, you're getting these kind of little savoury pockets that are in there, intermilked with like buttercup, kind of vibe that's in there as well, but a little bit more savoury and floral, which is a nice kind of peppery kind of finish. That is delicious cheese. It's only around for like 3 more months. Lambing season comes in. Towards that rind, you get a little bit more of that spice that you find from lactic set cheeses as well. But it's only around for a little bit, so we wanted to schedule it in to get it in for you guys to try because it's really special. And then all those cheeses are a bit more traditional with some like ones in there, but we thought we'd opt for a little bit of colour, and the Shropshire Blue is tasting really great at the moment. So we got this kind of dark veining that's in there. I love that. So all our cheese in our maturing rooms, we test these and we wait for the veining to go from like light blue to a dark blue. And that's why I feel like all the astringency has been pushed out of the cheese. So less bitterness, more savoury, digestive, Marmite, what people like. This should have it in abundance. The aroma is quite light. That kind of typical digestive kind of area that I get with most blues. I'd probably say that, every single month. Let's have a taste. This is made by Cropwell Bishop. Fantastic cheese makers. There's going to be some cheese that they're working on. Couple of weeks ago. It's phenomenal stuff. Last year they pretty much won every competition going for their blue cheese. That is so beautiful. That's a cheese for people that don't like blue cheese. It feels really light. That kind of energy that it has in savoury is well lived, and that kind of like savoury Parma ham meatiness is just in the back with that kind of slight hoppy hay as well. And just a little touch of bitterness at the end, but it carries the flavour so well, which is really lovely. So Moorish as well. Oh my God, I'm finish it off. This is so Moorish, all of it. This is like really Moorish cheese board. I think you're going to demolish that in like an hour, depends how many of you are, because I feel like I can't stop going back for them. They're at such a perfect point at the moment where they all offer something so special. And that's your 5 cheeses. Fantastic. Just out online, Rennet and Rind. Come see us in Stamford at our shop. Keep on supporting independent. Keep on supporting British artisan cheese.